Welcome back to the channel Valuable Coins HD, where history, treasure hunting, and coin collecting collide. Today, we're uncovering a true classic from the heart of American coinage, the 1953 Lincoln Wheat Penny with its mint mark. This isn't just any penny. This little copper disc carries stories of mid-20th century America, and in the right hands, it could be worth far more than just a cent. The Lincoln Wheat Penny is a beloved series among collectors and historians alike. First introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, this coin stood as a tribute to one of America's greatest presidents. The design itself is iconic. The obverse proudly displays a detailed portrait of Lincoln, his solemn gaze capturing the resilience and hope of a nation, while the reverse features the famous wheat stalks that symbolize prosperity and growth. By 1953, the Lincoln Wheat Penny was already a well-established staple of American currency. Minted during a period of post-war growth and optimism, these pennies circulated widely through everyday commerce. But despite the millions produced, finding a 1953 Lincoln Wheat Penny in excellent condition, particularly with certain mint marks, can be a rare and exciting discovery. Now, when we talk about mint marks, what does that mean exactly? Mint marks are small letters stamped on coins that indicate where the coin was produced. For the 1953 Lincoln Wheat Penny, you typically find three possible mint marks: D for Denver, S for San Francisco, and no mint mark at all for Philadelphia. Each of these marks tells its own story, reflecting the distribution and production of coins across the country's major mints. The 1953 penny with the Denver D mint mark is often considered the most common, with millions struck during that year. The San Francisco S mint mark pennies, while fewer in number, still circulated widely. The Philadelphia pennies, without any mint mark, also make up a large part of that year's output. But here's the twist: while these coins were mass-produced, very few have survived the test of time in pristine condition. Most circulated pennies from 1953 show signs of wear, dings, scratches, and faded details. That's what makes high-grade examples so sought after by collectors. A 1953 penny in mint or near-mint condition, especially with a clear, strong mint mark, is much rarer than you might think. Collectors look for coins that have sharp details. You want to see every ridge of Lincoln's coat, every strand of wheat on the back. The luster, or shine, of the coin also matters a lot. Coins that have been well preserved, stored carefully away from the elements, can command far higher prices than those that have endured everyday wear. Adding to the excitement, some 1953 Lincoln Wheat Pennies carry unique minting errors or variations. These anomalies might include double die effects, where the design appears double due to a misalignment during minting, or off-center strikes, where the image is not perfectly aligned on the coin blank. Such errors are highly prized because they are limited in number and add a layer of rarity. If you're lucky enough to find a 1953 penny with one of these mint errors, or even just a coin that's in exceptionally high condition with a clear mint mark, you could be sitting on a valuable collector's item. Now, you might be wondering, what kind of value are we talking about here? Well, in the world of rare coins, condition, rarity, and mint mark combine to create significant worth. A common, circulated 1953 penny might only be worth a few cents above face value. But a 1953 Lincoln Wheat Penny with an exceptional grade, crisp details, and a strong mint mark, especially one with a rare minting error, can reach astonishing prices in the collector market. In fact, some of the best preserved, rarest examples of the 1953 Lincoln Wheat Penny have sold for nearly $88,000. That's $88,000 for a single penny. It might sound unbelievable, but this just goes to show how powerful history and rarity can be when they come together in the world of numismatics. So, what should you do if you think you might have a 1953 Lincoln Wheat Penny tucked away somewhere? First, take a close look at the coin's mint mark and condition. Use a magnifying glass to inspect for any unusual features or minting errors. If you find something that looks special, consider having it graded by a professional service. Proper authentication can significantly impact the value and marketability of your coin. Even if your coin isn't the rarest or most valuable, just knowing the history behind it adds a new dimension to your collection or your everyday change. If you love this detailed journey into the 1953 Lincoln Wheat Penny and want to see more hidden treasures from American coinage, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. That way, you'll never miss out on a single exciting coin discovery or valuation update. Have you ever found a 1953 penny or other wheat penny in surprising condition? Share your stories in the comments below. We always enjoy hearing about your finds and experiences. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most iconic and beloved coins in American numismatics, the 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny, specifically focusing on the variations created by its mint marks and what makes this coin so fascinating and potentially valuable. The Lincoln Wheat Penny series holds a special place in the hearts of collectors and history buffs alike. Introduced in 1909 to honor the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth, this penny features one of the longest-running designs in United States coinage history. On the front, you have Lincoln's profile, a powerful symbol of unity, freedom, and perseverance, while the reverse proudly displays two stalks of wheat framing the words, 1 cent and United States of America. This design remained in circulation until 1958, making it a favorite among those who appreciate both artistry and history. Now, let's fast forward to 1957. This particular year was significant in many ways. America was in the midst of post-war prosperity, the civil rights movement was gaining momentum, and on the minting front, the Lincoln Wheat Penny was nearing the end of its run. In fact, 1957 was only 2 years before the wheat ears were replaced by the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side, which started in 1959. The 1957 penny was produced primarily at two major mints, Philadelphia and Denver. You'll notice that pennies minted in Philadelphia typically do not have a mint mark, while those struck in Denver carry a small, but important, D mint mark. This mint mark isn't just a letter, it's a crucial identifier that tells collectors where the coin originated and sometimes hints at its rarity or special characteristics. The Philadelphia 1957 penny was minted in massive quantities, making it one of the more common coins in circulation. On the other hand, the Denver D mint mark variety, while still produced in large numbers, can sometimes command higher interest depending on condition and other factors. The exact mintage numbers and subtle variations mean that the mint mark you find on your penny could make a world of difference to collectors and investors. But what makes the 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny so intriguing beyond just mint marks? It's all about condition, rarity, and unique characteristics. Many pennies from this era have spent decades in circulation, leading to the familiar wear and tear, scratches, discoloration, and loss of detail. However, a penny from 1957 that remains in pristine condition, with its original luster and clear design details, can be incredibly rare. These well-preserved examples offer a direct window into the past, almost as if they've been frozen in time since the day they left the mint. Collectors often seek out coins graded highly by professional services such as PCGS or NGC, which assess coins based on criteria like surface preservation, strike quality, and overall appearance. A 1957 penny that receives a mint state grade, say MS 65 or higher, is far more valuable than a heavily circulated coin simply because of its scarcity in that condition. Now, here's where it gets even more interesting. The 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny is known to have several varieties and potential mint errors that collectors love. For example, you might come across a coin with a double die obverse, where the design elements appear slightly doubled due to a misalignment during the minting process. These double die varieties are highly sought after and can increase the value of a coin significantly. Another sought after anomaly could be off-center strikes, where the design isn't perfectly aligned on the blank coin, resulting in partial images and an unusual but fascinating appearance. These errors are relatively rare and can make a common coin extraordinarily collectible. Furthermore, subtle differences in the size or placement of the D mint mark on Denver pennies can also create variations that are desirable to numismatists. So, what kind of value are we looking at for these special 1957 Lincoln Wheat Pennies? A typical circulated penny from 1957 might only be worth a few cents or $1 or $2 at most. But when you factor in a rare mint mark, exceptional condition, or a noteworthy minting error, the value can skyrocket. In the collector's market, a top-tier, perfectly preserved 1957 penny with a mint mark, especially one showcasing a rare variety or error, has been known to sell for as much as $80,000, yes, $80,000 for a single penny. This incredible valuation highlights how something so small and seemingly ordinary can transform into an extraordinary treasure. With the right history, rarity, and preservation, that if you're a coin enthusiast or just someone who might have a handful of old pennies lying around, I encourage you to examine your 1957 pennies closely. Look for mint marks, study the design for any doubling or odd placements, and assess the condition carefully. If something stands out, consider having it authenticated and graded professionally. Even if your penny doesn't turn out to be a rare variant, learning about the rich history and the fascinating world of Lincoln Wheat pennies can deepen your appreciation for these tiny windows into America's past. If you found this exploration of the 1957 Lincoln Wheat penny interesting, please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe for more deep dives into rare coins and hidden treasures, and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on future discoveries. Have you ever found a penny or any coin that surprised you with its value or history? Share your stories in the comments below. I love hearing about your amazing finds and experiences. Today, we're going way back in time to explore a truly remarkable piece of American numismatic history, the 1937 Lincoln Wheat penny, complete with its mint mark details. This coin is more than just a copper disc. It's a portal into the economic and cultural fabric of 1930s America, a decade marked by recovery, resilience, and transformation. The Lincoln Wheat Penny series, first introduced in 1909, has captivated collectors for over a century. Celebrating Abraham Lincoln, one of America's most revered presidents, this coin was the first U.S. circulating coin to feature a real person's likeness rather than symbolic imagery. Its reverse side, adorned with two elegant wheat stalks, symbolized prosperity and growth, an especially poignant message during the years surrounding the Great Depression. Now, 1937 stands as a fascinating year within this series. The world was still recovering from the economic hardships of the early 1930s, but hope was stirring. The United States was climbing out of the depths of the Great Depression, with President Roosevelt's New Deal policies in full swing, aimed at revitalizing the economy. The coins minted during this time circulated widely and became daily companions to millions of Americans striving for stability. The 1937 Lincoln Wheat penny was minted at three key locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Each mint left its signature through the mint mark, or the absence of one in Philadelphia's case. The Philadelphia pennies bear no mint mark, Denver pennies carry a D, and San Francisco pennies display an S. These small letters might seem insignificant at first glance, but in the world of coin collecting, they are crucial clues that influence a coin's rarity and value. The Philadelphia Mint produced the largest number of 1937 pennies, making those coins more common in circulation. Denver's D mint mark coins, while also numerous, have always held a special allure to collectors due to subtle design variations and the quality of the strike. The San Francisco S pennies, often minted with special proof sets in mind, were produced in lower quantities, making certain proof and circulation strikes quite desirable. But what makes the 1937 Lincoln Wheat penny so captivating isn't just the mint mark, it's the combination of condition, rarity, and unique minting quirks that truly set select examples apart. You see, coins from this era were made to be used, not collected, so most circulated pennies show wear. Details on Lincoln's cheekbones, beard, and coat tend to fade, and the wheat stalks on the reverse can become smooth or barely visible. Finding a 1937 penny in pristine, uncirculated condition is therefore a special occasion, a glimpse into how the coin looked the day it was minted. Collectors prize coins graded at the highest levels, such as MS 65 or above, where every minute detail is sharp and the original copper luster still shines. These coins are extremely rare because most pennies from 1937 were spent, lost, or damaged over time. Then, there are fascinating minting errors and varieties that can make a 1937 Lincoln Wheat penny even more valuable. For instance, double die errors, where the design appears to have a subtle or pronounced doubling effect, are highly sought after by collectors. These doubling effects can be seen on the date, the lettering, or even Lincoln's profile and add uniqueness to the coin. Other notable anomalies include off-center strikes, where the coin's design is shifted from the center, or repunched mint marks, where the mint mark was stamped more than once. Such errors reduce the number of normal coins and create a rare subset of highly collectible pieces. The condition of the coin, paired with the presence of a rare mint mark and unique errors, can multiply the coin's value many times over. Now, let's talk numbers. Because the coin market is where history meets investment. A typical circulated 1937 Lincoln Wheat Penny may only be worth a few cents to a few dollars depending on condition and mint mark. However, a flawless, uncirculated 1937 penny, especially one with a clear mint mark from Denver or San Francisco, can command a premium price. Add in rare minting errors or varieties, and the price climbs even higher. In the world of serious numismatics, a 1937 Lincoln Wheat Penny that is in perfect condition, bearing an unusual minting feature or error, has been known to sell for a jaw-dropping $184,000, yes, $184,000 for a single penny that has quietly survived through decades, telling a story of America's past. It's incredible to think that something so small and humble could hold such extraordinary value, a testament to the power of history, rarity, and the passion of collectors. So, what should you do if you believe you own a 1937 Lincoln Wheat Penny, or simply want to see if your collection hides something valuable? First, examine your pennies carefully. Look closely for the mint mark beneath the date, study the design for any signs of doubling or misalignment, and assess the wear and condition. Consider consulting with a professional coin grading service to authenticate and appraise your coin properly. Even if your coin isn't the rarest variant, understanding the rich history behind it makes every penny more meaningful. If this deep dive into the 1937 Lincoln Wheat Penny fascinated you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss future explorations into rare coins and treasures from around the world. Have you ever found a penny or coin that surprised you with its value? Share your story below. I love hearing about your unique finds. Today, we're diving into a true classic of American coinage, the 1950 Lincoln Wheat Penny. If you think pennies are just everyday pocket change, think again, because this humble 1-cent piece carries a rich history, unique minting characteristics, and yes, potentially some serious value, especially if you know what to look for. Let's start by setting the scene. The year 1950 was a time of growth and transformation for the United States. The country was coming off the post-World War II boom, entering an era defined by optimism, technological progress, and expanding suburban life. This was also the dawn of the Cold War era, so coins like the Lincoln Wheat Penny weren't just currency, they were a small symbol of stability in a rapidly changing world. The Lincoln Wheat Penny, first introduced in 1909, was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person on its face, President Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin's obverse showcases Lincoln's dignified profile, while the reverse features 2 stalks of wheat framing the denomination and the words, United States of America. This design was in use until 1958, making the 1950 issue part of the final decade of this beloved series. Now, when it comes to 1950 Lincoln Wheat Pennies, the mint mark plays a crucial role in determining rarity and value. In 1950, pennies were minted primarily at Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Philadelphia coins famously carry no mint mark, Denver pennies are marked with a D, and San Francisco coins sport an S. The mint mark, usually found just below the date on the front of the coin, can be a small letter with a big impact on a coin's desirability. Philadelphia minted the highest volume of 1950 pennies, so those coins are the most commonly found. Denver's D pennies were produced in smaller quantities but still in the millions, and San Francisco's S pennies, though fewer, tend to intrigue collectors, especially when found in exceptional condition. One of the most exciting parts about collecting these pennies is evaluating their condition. Many 1950 pennies have been in circulation for decades, so finding one with crisp details and original luster is becoming increasingly rare. A coin's grade, from circulated to mint state, makes a huge difference in its value. Collectors look for sharpness in Lincoln's beard, cheekbones, and the detail on the wheat ears on the reverse. The better preserved these features are, the more valuable the penny. In addition to general condition, certain 1950 Lincoln Wheat pennies are prized for having minting errors or unique characteristics. One of the most famous examples is the double die variety, where the coin appears to have doubled impressions, especially on the date and lettering. These double dies are not common and represent a fascinating glimpse into the minting process gone slightly awry. Other error coins to watch for include off-center strikes, repunched mint marks, or die cracks. Each of these anomalies creates a unique variation that collectors often prize, driving up the coin's value significantly. Now let's talk value. For most people, a 1950 penny might be worth just a few cents or dollars if it's circulated. But for collectors who have discovered a 1950 penny in flawless, uncirculated condition, especially one with a rare S or D mint mark, or even better, an error coin, the price potential jumps dramatically. In fact, the most coveted 1950 Lincoln Wheat pennies can command prices that would surprise many casual collectors. When the coin is in superb condition and carries those rare features, it has been known to fetch as much as $73,000. Imagine that, $73,000 for a single penny, a tiny piece of history that has survived nearly 3/4 of a century. So, what's the takeaway here? If you have a 1950 Lincoln Wheat penny sitting in your collection, or maybe tucked away in a jar or a drawer, it's definitely worth a closer look. Check for mint marks, examine the condition carefully, and if anything looks unusual or exceptionally well preserved, consider having it professionally graded. Even if your penny isn't a rare variety or error, just appreciating its history and the stories it carries makes every coin a treasure. Today, we're taking a closer look at an iconic piece of American numismatic history, the 1940 Lincoln Wheat penny. This 1-cent coin might seem simple at first glance, but it carries a powerful legacy and, if you're lucky, could be worth a surprising amount of money. So buckle up, because we're about to explore everything you need to know about the 1940 Lincoln Wheat penny and why collectors absolutely love it. Let's start by traveling back in time to the year 1940. America was on the cusp of entering a new chapter in its history. The country was still recovering from the Great Depression, but optimism was building as the economy improved and the world edged closer to World War II. Against this backdrop, everyday Americans carried coins like the Lincoln Wheat penny in their pockets, a small but steady symbol of the nation's heritage and resilience. The Lincoln Wheat penny itself was first introduced in 1909, commemorating the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was groundbreaking at the time, being the first circulating U.S. coin to feature a real person's portrait instead of the usual allegorical figures. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin's obverse proudly displays Lincoln's dignified profile, a tribute to a president who symbolizes unity, freedom, and perseverance. The reverse side features 2 stalks of wheat framing the coin's denomination and the words, United States of America. This design remained in production for nearly 50 years, making it one of the most beloved and recognizable coins in American history. Now, focusing on 1940, this particular year is significant for a few reasons. Coins from this era were produced by 3 major mints, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The mint mark, a small letter that appears just below the date, indicates which mint produced the coin. Philadelphia coins have no mint mark, Denver coins bear a D, and San Francisco coins show an S. These tiny letters can drastically influence a coin's rarity and value. In 1940, the Philadelphia Mint produced the largest number of pennies, making those coins the most common. The Denver and San Francisco mints produced fewer pennies that year, and coins from these mints often attract more attention from collectors due to their relative scarcity. It's important to examine the mint mark carefully, as it holds the key to unlocking the potential value of your coin. When it comes to collecting coins like the 1940 Lincoln Wheat penny, condition is everything. These coins were made for everyday use, so many of them show signs of wear from decades of circulation. Scratches, fading details, and loss of the original luster are common. However, a penny in pristine, uncirculated condition is like finding a treasure from the past, as it offers a window into how the coin looked the day it was minted. Collectors often seek coins graded at high levels such as MS 65, mint state, or higher. These coins exhibit sharp details, vibrant surfaces, and minimal blemishes. Finding a 1940 Lincoln Wheat penny in such condition is increasingly rare, and the demand among collectors makes these pristine examples highly valuable. Beyond condition and mint marks, there are also fascinating minting errors and varieties associated with the 1940 Lincoln Wheat penny that can significantly boost its value. For example, double die varieties, where the coin's design appears to be doubled due to a misalignment during the minting process, are among the most coveted. This doubling can be seen on the date, lettering, or even on Lincoln's profile, creating a unique visual effect that sets the coin apart. Other error coins include off-center strikes, where the design is shifted away from the coin center, and repunched mint marks, where the mint mark was stamped more than once in slightly different positions. These errors create one-of-a-kind pieces that collectors eagerly seek out because of their rarity and uniqueness. Now, let's talk about the actual market value of the 1940 Lincoln Wheat penny. For the average circulated coin, the value is often just a few cents or dollars, depending on condition and mint mark. However, for those rare coins in top-tier condition, especially with Denver or San Francisco mint marks or unique minting errors, the price can rise substantially. In the competitive world of numismatics, a 1940 Lincoln Wheat penny that has survived in pristine condition, possibly with a rare mint mark or an error, has been known to fetch an astonishing $89,000. Yes, you heard that right. $89,000 for a single penny. It's incredible to think that such a small piece of metal can command a price that rivals fine art or luxury collectibles, but that's the magic of coin collecting. Each coin is a piece of history, a story frozen in time, and sometimes, a lucrative investment. So, what should you do if you think you have a 1940 Lincoln Wheat penny in your collection or stash? First, take a close look at your pennies, especially those minted in 1940. Check the mint mark carefully, look for any unusual doubling or other minting quirks, and evaluate the condition of the coin. If it looks exceptionally well preserved or has any unique features, consider getting it professionally graded by a reputable coin grading service. Proper authentication can dramatically affect its market value, even if your coin isn't the rarest or in mint state condition. Appreciating the history and craftsmanship behind these pennies makes them fascinating to own. Thanks so much for joining me today for this deep dive into the 1940 Lincoln Wheat penny. If you enjoyed this journey into numismatic history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you never miss out on future treasure hunts and coin stories. Have you ever discovered a penny or coin that surprised you with its history or value? Drop your stories in the comments. I love hearing about your amazing finds. Until next time, keep your eyes sharp, your collection's growing, and who knows? Your next penny might just be worth $89,000. Happy collecting!